Now, our next guest has had something of a meteoric rise. Griff signed a music deal by the time she left school. She won a Brit Award aged 20. She's collaborated with Coldplay, toured with Dua Lipa, Ed Sheeran. She recently opened for Taylor Swift at Wembley. It's not bad considering just a few years ago she was a schoolgirl in Hertfordshire, quietly writing songs in her bedroom. Well, we will catch up with her in just a moment. But first, here's a quick look back.
Oh, you could have told me to crawl down to my head on the ground and my elbows in with no way to get up.
I love her so much, and I'm so happy she decided to come out and perform and open up this show.
Wow, Griff, welcome to the programme.
Thanks for having me.
I read earlier that you don't really like the idea of playing songs to large crowds of people, but there you are at Wembley, Taylor Swift, 89,000 people. How did that feel?
Terrifying, yeah. It was really scary. I mean, I was very blessed enough to have done it with Coldplay as well the year before, but it kind of didn't stop being nerve-wracking. It's such a massive amount of people, yeah.
Yeah, and these are big names. I mean, how did that come about? Taylor Swift, because she sounded like she's a big fan of yours, Taylor, but you're a big fan of hers too.
I'm like die-hard Swiftie. So when she said she was doing the Eras tour, I was like, oh, I would really love to open for her, but I don't know if it will ever be a thing. And then we actually accidentally ran into each other at a Kendrick Lamar concert, and that was when she first mentioned maybe she'd like to take me out, and yeah, it happened.
So she approached you. She kind of said, this could happen.
We were just kind of talking about her tour, and then she was just quickly mentioned, like casually, she would love to have me on the tour, and I just kind of was like,
you jumped on it.
Yeah, and then
casually mentioned.
We found out that yeah, she asked me to open in Wembley, which was amazing because it's like home turf, you know, so it was really nice.
It's incredible. How did this all start? Because you grew up in Kings Langley. You're only 23 now. So how did this come about? You're in Hertfordshire. You're studying at school, but also just quietly on the side writing music too. At what point did you think this is going to become a career for me?
I wasn't really sure. I was taking my A-levels. I didn't do music in school or anything, and I was like traveling into London after all of my lessons, trying to work with anyone that would work with me, and eventually I think that led to a record deal, which was wild. But
So
I didn't really know.
It's a bit of a double life, really.
I know, I was the full-on Hannah Montana. I'm joking. I don't know. I wasn't really sure if it could ever lead to anything, but I just knew I really enjoyed it. And I think it was kind of towards the end of sixth form when my teachers were like, "Where's your personal statement? And what are you thinking for uni?" And I was like, I think I'm going to try a gap year. And then, yeah.
What a gap year.
Yeah, it's been a long gap year.
Incredible.
Yeah.
So what's next? You've got your new album out.
Yes.
And you're going to be off on tour again, touring with Sabrina Carpenter, but also your own tour as well.
Exactly.
Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, it's a pretty crazy evening for me tonight because it's been release week. Tomorrow I find out if my album's charted, which is really, really crazy. So I'm just kind of spent the week rallying up the troops and hoping people would download it on iTunes and stuff. And then come August, I'm basically on a world tour, and then I've kind of come to London, do Alexandra Palace, go around Europe, do America, Australia. So yeah.
Incredible. And perhaps one of the most extraordinary things is as well, you won the Brit Award that I mentioned earlier in 2021 during the pandemic, and you always think of everything shutting down being a terrible time for live music, but you were able to sort of really come alive during that time.
Yeah, I mean, when I look back at the pandemic, it was a bit of a fever dream. I'm sure we all kind of think that, but I don't know, I was just releasing a lot of music, but from my parents' front living room. I was doing live streams and putting out songs and trying to film home music videos, and I didn't really know if it was connecting. And it was only when the Brits happened that I was like, oh,
it clearly did. So do you have any advice, if there's a teenager watching perhaps in Hertfordshire or the suburbs of London, quietly having this dream, thinking it's too big, what would your advice be, just briefly?
Oh God, it's funny because this is my first ever album, it feels like I'm really at the beginning of my career, but I don't know, I'd say you just have to kind of believe in yourself more than anyone else is going to, and don't listen to the adults, just keep going and have fun with it. Yeah.
Well, it feels like you've got many exciting things to come, so thank you so much.
No,
Griff.
thanks for having me.
Griff there, one very busy young lady.